Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My handle is @BethRoars and I hold loads of votes on my Instagram, so you guys can vote on who I react to. Also, please do check out my Patreon, which is patreon.com/BethRoars, where you can get some more exclusive content. You can get early access to my podcast, and you can also find out a little bit more about my scholarship fund for aspiring artists. Okay, this one is an almost Instagram vote winner, but I couldn't help but react to it. It's Seal. His voice is like smoke. Okay, interesting. On the instead of doing he actually puts a purposeful H on the front to give it that extra breathy quality. Now, often with my students, I will tell them to take that H away because if you don't want that breathy quality, it's going to put you in a breathy place. But if you do, then you get this beautiful, airy, relaxed sort of sound.
My eyes become a light. The light that you shine can be seen. Baby,
I love baby. So it's like strong consonants, with a big old slide. Now he uses his head voice really well here. He goes up to this place, woohoo! You can find those high notes by giving yourself a woohoo and trying to find the note. Ooh. And that natural distortion. See how much he's opening his jaw downwards? Like, you could put your thumb in his mouth.
There's so much a man can tell you, so much he can say.
Everything is so smooth. He's not making those consonants pop. He's keeping it smooth and kind of moving through them without any of that pop behind it. There's that head voice. Woo!
Won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby? But did you know when it's low, my eyes become alive and the light that you shine can't be seen.
And there, at that top note, he's adding a tiny bit of nasality. Baby, wah, wah, wah. You can find it by doing this kind of gross noise and bring it into that. Now, he obviously has this beautiful smoky tone, so it keeps that kind of quality, but he's just using a touch of that to really give you that punch at the top. Yes. Interesting how he says that and morphs that vowel. Bloom. So he's great how he's using dynamics. Actually, a lot of it is fairly soft, and he's really only going full forte, full loud on the baby, and then the rest of it comes back down. It makes that moment really important. A lot of people kind of overdo the loud and just sing really loud into everything, but take that time to find where you can be quiet in a piece of music. Even if it is a big power metal piece, there is always at least one moment of quiet within it.
Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Kissed by a rose on the grave.
His jaw position is so good, it's so relaxed. Kiss.
Yeah, yeah. And if I should fall, who will all go?
So this often feels weird to a lot of people opening their mouth that much. So much about singing is about stepping back and relaxing and making sure we're not holding tensions in places that we don't need to hold tensions. Now, an interesting thing about Seal as well is that he's not always been as confident as he is now, and he used to go and talk to his flatmate at the time and say, "Do I sing well?" And you know, his flatmate's response was, "You sing better than many artists who are currently releasing records right now." And he went on to become Seal.
Away, baby, being kissed by a rose on
Baby! That's that
the rest of
forward
us
placement
I
again.
can tell you so
And back to the
much I
quiet.
can say.
And the smoke.
You are my power, my pleasure, my pain. To me, you're like a grown addiction that I can't deny. Won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby? But did you know when it snows, my eyes become larger? The light that you shine can't be seen. Baby, like a made to a kiss from a rose on the grave.
So interestingly, I've been thinking about this a lot because a couple of my students recently, and a lot of people I've been looking at this forward placement with the wah, wah, wah to try and get that punch. But what a lot of people do is kind of close up the space, their soft palate, by lifting it a little too much. Now you can find that if you take your tongue and then bring it back, and you'll find the kind of soft, fleshy bit at the back of your throat there. Now, if you go, you should feel it kind of really tense up. What you want is for that, although to be a little bit raised, it depends on the person. Some people need a little bit more raised, but if you're getting like a kind of stuck sound, often you might need to relax that down. If the sound feels really squeezed and tight, you might need a bit more space and you need to open that up. But a good way to find that is by giving a surprise breath and see how it kind of moves outwards. That sort of open space is ideally what you're looking for.
Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Da da da. Da da da.
I love how orchestral this is as
Da
well.
da da da.
The flute is so opposite to his voice, but it just works so well together. The clarinet just blends though in this beautiful way.
Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
What a voice. I couldn't help but react to it. I love it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe. Also, please do check out my podcast. You can find that on all the podcast platforms. And see you in the next one. Bye.